My name's Tim. I'm one of the librarians at GCC, and today I want to talk about quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing, and how you can use these tools in your writing. And specifically, I want to talk about how to think about them in the sciences, which includes the healthcare fields. A huge part of science writing is just talking about things that you've read. And my main point here is when they're doing this, scientists don't tend to use quotes. Instead, they paraphrase or summarize their sources. Now, when you're writing an English or a history paper, you'll probably use a lot of quotes, and this is totally appropriate. Because in those fields, the words are the things that you're studying. The quote is generally the thing that you're analyzing. Science is different. You're really trying to get at the big ideas, and the world is the thing that you're analyzing. And quotes often just get in the way of that. In the sciences, you can think about quoting, paraphrasing, and summarizing in terms of a ladder of complexity. When you quote, really all you're telling me as the reader is that you read a thing. Great. That's a great place to start. Paraphrasing is putting an idea in your own words. And when you paraphrase, you're telling me that you read a thing and you're showing me that you understood it. And the last step on that ladder of complexity is summary, or sometimes we call it synthesis. And this is where you show me that you've read something, you understood it, and then you take it and you do something new with it. Maybe you're explaining a 10-page paper in one sentence. That's something new. Maybe you're pulling several sources together that make the same point. That's something new. Maybe you're comparing sources or using a source to build your bigger argument. That's all new. There are lots of ways that you can put these summaries to use, but it's the very, very typical way of writing in the sciences. And I think the best way to illustrate this point is with a dated Taylor Swift reference. You might recall that many years ago, Tay-Tay told us that the hater's gonna hate, 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 hate. Baby, I'm just gonna shake, 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 shake. I shake it off. I shake it off. It's classic. Moving up the ladder, I can paraphrase that. Swift notes that it's best to ignore the overly negative people in your life as they are unlikely to change. Now, those are my words and my interpretation of the meaning, and I've also made it sound a little bit more serious, a little bit more academic. Great. We can move up again. I might also say, a recurring theme in a number of the popular singles of 2014, including Pharrell's Happy and Swift's Shake It Off, is a refusal to be brought down by negativity. And here I summarize the main point of the song, but I pulled it together with other information to make a bigger point about my favorite summer jams of 2014. And this is a much more interesting and creative way to write than just putting in the original quote. It's the kind of complexity that you want to develop in your own writing. It's worth noting that there are two exceptions to the general rule that we don't quote in the sciences. First, sometimes an author you're reading just says something so perfectly, so beautifully, so iconically that you want to quote it. Fine. It's not illegal to use quotes. Use your judgment, try to use them sparingly. Second, scientists often use quotes when they're about to tear someone else's argument apart. So quotes can actually signal that you're about to critique someone else's work, which is another reason to be careful with them. Like everything else in the world, science has its own culture, and there are norms and expectations for writing within that culture. And I hope this video makes it a little bit easier to understand what you're reading and also helps you structure your own writing in the future. If you have any questions about any of this or about a specific assignment, you can always contact a GCC librarian.